Happy Tuesday. So excited to be here with you today. My name is Wendy Lee from CreativeLeeYours.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. It's gloomy again this week so far. Maybe the sunshine will come out, right? Is it cold where you're at, warm where you're at? Yeah, crazy here. All right, so what are we going to do today? Today I have a bright, cheerful card because I'm tired of the gloominess outside. It rained all last week and drizzly. This week is not much sunshine yet so far, so maybe that'll change. But right now it's still a little sad out, right? So I'm going happy. So I do have, of course, some sneak peeks behind me. So that is a sneak peek of our December Cultivated Creativity DIY paper crafting kit that we are sending out. So you have until December 20th to register if you want to jump on board with that one. We are featuring the Sweetest Cherries bundle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera over and let's get started with our crafty fun. Yes. So of course, I'm featuring the Sweetest Cherries bundle today. So I have, this is in our annual catalog, and I just think it's fun and can be used all year long. And you can do so much more than just cherries with this, but that's a conversation for another day. Today, we're making cherries. So it's got lots of great sentiments, and I love that they're bold. And then there's a coordinating punch. We love a coordinating punch, right? Makes it so fast and easy. And then I am pulling in the Bold Bright Assortment Pack. So I love our 6x6 assortment packs. They have great prints in them, and you get all 10 colors in the color family. Right? And so if you're in the in colors, there's only 5 colors in each one, but there's 10 in each of our core color families. Susan, so glad you're here. Nice and early for you. Yes, in California. So today we're going to make this sweet birthday card. I love it. And what I want to really talk about is paper strips, right? How do you avoid all that waste? So I love designer series paper. You guys know this. I use it all the time. But you end up with all these little strips that you're like, okay, what do I do with this? And you hate to part with it, right? You don't want to throw it away because you're going to use it, right? You got to figure out how to use it. So this is a perfect card to use all those little bitty strips. You can do these in any prints, patterns, colors to kind of highlight the focal point right on your card. So it's a fast, easy way to use up some of those supplies so that you don't have to throw them out and waste them, right? All right, so let's get started and we'll create our fun card today. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my stamping. So let's bring in my foam pad, which, how in the world have I lost it already? Here it is. It is here. I just have a messy scrap on top of it. So let's get a clean scrap of paper. All righty. And I'm going to pull in my Memento ink pad, and we're going to start there. And I'm going to start with the boldest image. So this particular stamp set, I do like to use a foam pad underneath these sentiments, just because I think it gives me a much better stamped image. This is also a good stamp set to use the Stamparatus with, but I'm not going to do that today. And if our images don't come out good, I'll show you some tricks on how you can stamp them a second time and not have terrible images, right? All right, so I'm just going to eyeball this, and the angle that I put this sentiment at is how my paper strips are going to turn out. The reason I'm doing my stamping before I put my strips down is because what if I mess it up, right? What if I drop this block right here and I make a hot mess? Then I can flip my paper over. But once I've got my papers glued down, I can't do that anymore, right? So based on the angle that I'm stamping this is going to determine the angle of my designer paper. So I'm pretty happy with that stamped image. If you weren't, you could ink it up again and line it right back over the top and stamp it a second time. That's one of the things I do love about photopolymer, is that makes it easy to do. Now, some images are easier to do than others, but this particular stamp set I have found is pretty forgiving. Nice. So if that concerns you, definitely pull out your Stamparatus and set that up. All right. let's go ahead and get our designer paper strips down next. And you can choose any colors you want. And you don't need them. I have them 6 inches long. You don't need them this long. You just need them to be able to go across that layer there. But I had scraps left over. And so that's exactly what I did was I literally pulled my little bitty scrap, and that's what I'm using. These are leftover pieces. And I am partial to that dot pattern, but you know what? Let's try it with plaid today. Let's change it up. Let's do plaid and see how that turns out. Why not? Oh, I should start at the bottom. Let me start at the bottom. I want my colors in the same order because I do like the order of the colors. So I'm going to keep with that, although you could change it up and do something different. So you just need to make sure that when you're laying this out, that you're getting the edge of your paper at least to the edge of your layer. Now you can go close to your sentiment. You can leave a little space. It's entirely up to you. I'm using the sentiment as a guide on my angle here. So we're going to come back and we're going to clip all this off. We won't leave that there. I keep wanting to flip it over to the dot side. I love the dot side, but the plaid is pretty nice as well. So we'll have to see which one we like better when we're done, right? Do you like the dot or the plaid? Now the plaid would be fun for a masculine card for sure, maybe in a different set of the colors, right? Although I do like these. I think this is going to give us a little bit of a softer appearance, which is kind of fun, right? Who knows until we do it, and we'll see which one we like. All right, this one I already have adhesive on, so I'm going to lay this down. Now I angled up. I have this placed higher than my original sample, you see? But that's okay. It's hard to tell. You can see that way, right? See, I'm almost a strip higher. So this is why this came off the edge where that one is not, which is okay. That's fine and dandy. No worries there. Now we could have pulled the birthday wishes in first and then stamped the suite if you would have liked that better to get your placement. Another reason to set it up on the stamparatus would be if you were going to make multiples of these, you might want to work out the placement that you prefer and then set it up on the stamparatus to make that fast and easy. And of course, then there's no issues with having any of the stamped images not turn out good. So I'm just clipping away the excess with my paper snips. You could use your trimmer, but since there's a little bit of adhesive on those strips, I am choosing to just use my paper snip. It's a little easier to clean when they get all sticky, right? Okay. Shoot. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, next we're going to go ahead and layer this. So I've got a piece of basic black. Now I will go back in after the video and I will put the complete supply list. So you'll have the links to just be able to click on and make your purchases for any of the products that you need. Oh, did I do the wrong one? I did not. Yay. For a minute there, I was worried that I grabbed the wrong white piece, because the one on the inside is the larger of the two. It's the same size as the black layer. So I would have been busted, right? So I will put the complete supply list, and then I will also put the cut dimensions. And so today's project, I've also got Imperial and metric for you guys. Perfect. So let's go ahead and add this layer to the front with some dimensionals. I love to pop things up. If you don't want it popped up, you don't have to pop it up, but I truly love that. We'll just pop in some dimensionals. Now, black dimensionals would work fine on this project as well, if you prefer to use those. Works great. So if you guys heard about our Cultivated Creativity program yet, we're just launching it. This will be our first month. And it is going to feature, as I mentioned, the Sweetest Cherries bundle. So we are going to go ahead. I've cut out circles. So the largest circle with my stylish shapes in vellum, and then the third largest with my stylish shapes in the white. And we're going to go ahead and layer that on our card. But I want to put some pool party ribbon between the two layers. So I'm going to add that on the back. I'm just going to put some adhesive and fold this ribbon into thirds and adhere that right to the back of this circle here. So I've got about 13 inches or so of ribbon. that I'm putting on here. And you can kind of spread it out a little bit, make it look a little organized if you want. Just want to get that down in that adhesive really well. And then we're going to put that right on top of this vellum layer. Now I'm going to pop these layers up. You don't have to do that, but I do want a little separation between these. I think that's kind of fun. I am catching the edge of my ribbon just because it makes me feel better that it's going to be nice and secure. And then we'll take the backing paper off that. So our Cultivated Creativity program is a DIY paper crafting kit, and it's at a great price point. We've got that worked out, so it's at $39 US dollars a month. This is only available in the US. I apologize to my friends that are not in the US. And we're going to feature a stamp or stamp bundle every month, and there'll be 5 projects. 4 of them will be cards. 1 of them will be a non-card. Oh, so I got this up a little high, and so you can kind of see that my focal point is going to be up a little bit higher. Now that doesn't bother me really. It's just different from how I had the original one. But these are some things to consider as you are building this project here, is that, you know, if you don't want this white space down here and you want that shifted down, that you need to plan that out a little bit. I did not plan it out a little bit, did I? I just went all in. All right, next, I have a strip of white paper. And we're going to bring that foam pad back in. Slide this out of our way. I'm kind of liking the plaid. It's a little softer, maybe not quite as bold. And I need 2 cherries, and I'm going to stamp them in Melon Mambo. I think it's okay to have a cherry in Melon Mambo, isn't it? Okay, now I re-inked this last night, so who knows what it's going to do to me today. No, not bad. A little moist, and then I'm going to put one at the other end of my strip. So I just have a scrap to do this. And the reason I chose both ends is because I'm going to pull in the punch, and sometimes our punches will cut out wider, because you can see I might get some leaf punched in there, and I didn't want to cut into the other cherry. So that's why I chose to go opposite ends. Looks like I would have been fine probably, but this way I don't even have to worry about it. Okay, and then we'll do the second one at the other end. Perfect. So our Cultivated Creativity kits are going to include, like I said, 5 project kits, 4 cards, 1 not card. So that'll be fun. You'll get to try out some different things. And it'll have about $20-ish dollars worth of consumable products that you will use on your projects, but you will also have plenty left over to keep. So I'm bringing my Memento ink back in. Now you could use like an early espresso would be pretty for this as well. But I was just trying to keep the number of ink pads down a little bit. So this is why I went here. So here again, I went to opposite ends to get my 2 stems, just to make sure I don't have any issues getting this cut out. But anyway, I'm excited about the new program. You know, one of the great things about it is that you're not going to have to worry about missing registration deadlines. I get calls all the time where people intended to register for a class I've got going on, and they missed the registration deadline, and they're upset about it. But this way, you won't miss any registration deadlines, and you can cancel anytime. So hopefully you'll give it a try. If you've got questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions and help you out with that. All right, so stamp a couple of these leaves, and let's see how my punching works out here. I've got a plenty long piece. Probably didn't need a piece as long as what I've got here. But again, I just grabbed something out of my bin to use today. All right, snip, snip, snip. Let's snip away some of this excess I don't need. And we'll slide this right down in the punch. There we go, there's one. And then I'll need to do the same thing at the other end. Well, no, I have to punch it with that one. Do this on the other end as well. There we go. Now we got our two cute leaves. And we're ready to assemble our cherries and get these right on our card front. Okay, so let's bring a little bit of liquid glue and put that at the end. And adhere that down in place. So I don't know if you guys are on my email list. If you are not on my email list, you may want to join it. Keep you up to date on all my upcoming events and what's going on with Stampin' Up. And I do offer some exclusive tutorials and class kits only for my email subscribers. But Stampin' Up, in case you hadn't heard yet, Stampin' Up has announced free shipping on all orders of $75 or more here in the US. And that is going on for 24 hours only on this Thursday, the 15th. So if you've got some items that you are wanting, it's a great time to go ahead and grab those. So I'm just clipping the edge of this dimensional sheet. It's almost out. I got one more full one on there, but I want to use 100% of this sheet. I can, and I don't want to waste any of it because I love these and I use them nonstop. So I just clip the edges and then I can pull off what I need and place them right on the back and use them. So again, if you don't want to pop this up, you don't have to. I am popping mine up because that's what I want. About there, looks pretty good. And then we're going to do the second one. Now, I can either choose to double stack this and have this one sit up higher, or just leave them the same. I think I'm going to leave them the same. I am going to put some dimensional over here so that it sits even with that first one. Let's go ahead and grab a little strip to do that. I hope that makes sense. And because I think it's just easier, I'm going to put just a dab of liquid glue right there, just to kind of secure it down. And I'm angling this because I want those little stems to kind of overlap a little bit. Perfect. All right, now let's add some dimensionals to our lovely little leaves here. And so one of them I'm going to slide underneath here. Okay. And then the other one I am going to put on the other side. And I think I'm going to do that as well. I think that's how I did the original, where I put that first stem in front. So cute. I love it. You guys liking this one? So easy. So you could do this with any focal point. Let's see, Susan, how early each month would you tell us the stamp set? Ah, yes. So with the Cultivated Creativity on the first of the month, we will be sending out the kits as well as the tutorial for that month's kit. And then you'll also be notified of what the following month's kit will be. So you'll have plenty of time to choose if you want to add it to your kit or not add it to your kit. We're offering a little bit of a discounted price to give you the opportunity to take advantage of that if you'd like to. And when I say discounted, it's discounted from the perspective of paying the additional shipping and tax. So we've kind of worked that out in our costing here. Let's see, I think I'm going to put one of these large ones. So I kind of flipped it and put the 3 down here since I ended up with more space and just the 2 up there. Kind of fun. Cute. All right, let's bring our design to the inside. So you can see on this, I put the word friend and then stamped a cherry on the inside. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Love to bring the design to the inside. We've kept it simple. We could bring in a few more layers, but this card is a really good example. Whoops, what am I doing? I need my layer first, not the card. This card is a good example of about the difficulty level of the projects that we'll be doing. So we've tried to keep them a little simpler so that they're not going to take you 3 weeks to make, but they should give you a couple hours of fun. So it is a full color PDF tutorial. We've got large images from a photos perspective that are in color. If a video is needed, we will do one, but we are not intending on videos being something that is included. We're going to try to keep them simpler than that, but of course we will do one as needed. So Susan, if I didn't answer your question, let me know. All right, so we've got our Melon Mambo cherry. And let's add our little stem. One of my favorite things about photopolymer is that I can see through all of this. So my chances of getting things lined up are a little bit better than they are with the red rubber. And then let's add a little leaf on here too, why not? And so depending on how your cherry ends up, you can kind of adjust, right? Like I think on this one, I'll put the leaf this way. On my original, I have the leaf going the other direction, right? Let me show you. So I did it that way because I had my cherry more turned that way. So this time I turned it the other way. Now, this is not a really solid leaf image. As you can see on the stamp set, it's intended to have those shades of color in it. But if that bothers you, you could always stamp over the top of it and get a little more fill in than what I've got on this particular one here. So yeah, so I think I mentioned you can cancel the subscription at any point in time. You know, if we notify you on the 1st and you are like, yeah, I don't like that. I don't want that stamp set. I don't want that project. You can cancel and then you can resubscribe anytime. But when you are a member for 6 months, you will get a nice little gifty in the mail. It'll be about $25 in product for that little gift. Cute, right? All right, do you guys like the plaid or the polka dot better? I do think I like it lower down, but I still think it's really, really cute. And I can totally vision this with a, masculine card. Masculine cards are always a little more challenging, right? I don't know what they are for you guys, but they definitely are for me. So I could totally see this with some neutral colors or some browns or navies. And you could even do just a sentiment here and not do a sentiment down in this area, right? So that would be fun. Or if you had an image that you could use, that would be good as well. So, all right. So I hope you guys love this project and we'll give it a try. Yes. All right. Perfect. If you're enjoying the content, please feel free to share this with your crafty friends. And if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, if you're not on my email list, definitely you want to be on my email list so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming events. So grab that. I do send a very nice tutorial bundle free to my email subscribers every single month that you won't want to miss. All right. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful week. And I hope that you will be back to join me next Tuesday for a little more crafty fun. All right. Thank you so much. Bye for now.